Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Here's an aircraft video on how to identify the different types of aircraft, as you can see by the pictures. Let's start this list with the Airbus A220 and the Boeing 717. Here are some features that could help you distinguish the two aircraft. As you can see, the A220 has its engines mounted underneath the wings. The 727 has them behind the wings. Now onto the 737-200 and the A318. The A318 is a much newer aircraft for starters, and you'll notice the engine shapes are very different. You'll also notice Boeing's familiar pointy nose versus Airbus's, not so pointy nose, or more rounded nose in other words. Let's move on to the Boeing 737-800 and the A320. So for starters, you'll notice that some 737s have winglets that go straight up and are very big. The A320 has pretty small ones. Now let's move on to the latest generation of 737 and A320, the MAX and the Neo. In case you don't know, the 737 MAX was actually famous for crashing in 2019. Here are some features. Now for mid-size aircraft, starting with the Airbus A321 and the Boeing 757. As you can see, the 757 sometimes has winglets and sometimes doesn't, while the A321 always has winglets and is a little bit longer than the A320, and is also shorter than the 757 and much thicker. Now for wide bodies, the A330 and 767 are great to start this list. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content and check out our sponsor, online shopping market, and our sponsor. Now moving on to the Airbus A330 and the Boeing 777. As you can see, the A330 has a 45-degree small winglet, which is similar to that on the A340 and 747. The 777 has no winglet all the time and a triple landing gear versus the A330's double. Next on our list is the difference between an A340 and a Boeing 777. The 777 also has a small fin at the back that goes in and converges in, versus the A340, which has something pretty different. Also, the A340 is a lot older. Now for the difference between an A350 and a 777. As you can see, the A350-1000 has pretty similar landing gears to the 777 with 3, but the A350s tilt back a lot less than the 777s. Now we move on to the latest generation of aircraft, the Boeing 7879 and the Airbus A350-1000. The 787 has double landing gear versus the A350 with triple, but the 787 also has a unique 4 windscreen cockpit versus the raccoon masking on the A350. Now for the A380 and the 747. These two need little introduction, as the A380 is one of the thickest aircraft to ever have been built and one of the highest and the only with 2 decks, versus the 747's unique hump. Thank you for watching this video, and if you enjoyed, please subscribe.